It's all about creative risk.
There's success in sequels.
It's about a bankruptcy of ideas.
It's a business.
It's become self-destructive.
It's still about ideas.
Excuse-moi.
Peter Bart gives heart attacks.
Goober is aggressive.
Whoa!
Loquacious.
Hold on.
Overwhelming.
Give me a break.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. On today's Shootout, our so-called chick flicks laying an egg. With Jack Valenti retiring, should the rating system be redesigned? And we'll shoot it out with the director of White Chicks, Keenan Ivory Wayans, plus Shawn and Marlon Wayans, his producers, stars, and writers.
Hello, I'm Peter Goober.
You are?
I am.
And guess I'm Peter Bart, and you are watching Shootout.
So what's festering under your craw today?
I don't have a craw to fester under. You know, marketing guys always get orgasmic when they feel they found a new sweet spot. And the new sweet spot for them is chick flicks. The whole teen girl market. Magazines make up everything. But you know, the chick flick business looks like a slam dunk when you think about Mean Girls. They like sexy, but not if it's threatening. They want attitude like Mean Girls, but they don't want too edgy. The other thing about teens, of course, they run out of money real quick. This market is not a slam dunk by any means. A lot of chick flicks lay big eggs.
Well, I don't give a cluck what you say, Bart. You know,
cluck?
Yes, right. Some films will be bombs, but statistically, probably no more than the tentpole pictures or other films. This is a part of the marketplace that's quite different. It's easy to define. It's easy to reach. You know where they are. You know how to get to them. And the stars of these films are much more available to the studios. They're not as expensive. They don't have to pay that huge down front $20 million. And guess what? When they work, they're ready for a sequel. They also do something else, these chick flicks, which is really interesting. They promote their films, these stars. More importantly, when the film succeeds, you're not paying 10% of the gross from the first dollar to these actresses. All in all, they're a good, sound investment. I grant you, they're not the tentpole pictures. They're not going to do the $200 and $300 million of box office, but they are a healthy return on investment. And you know something else, Peter? You said they run out of money. I know you had girls. I have girls. No girl run out of money. When they want to see something, they find the money.
None of your daughters run out of money. The rest of the world's daughters now and then run out of money, trust me. So do you think it's a mere coincidence, Pete, that most of the studios are headed by women today? And are these women exploiting their own teen girls? Are they the ones who are the exploiters here?
Peter, this is what I think. This young audience is the viral marketing force for films. Mm-hmm. You know, a 40-year-old man sees a film, he doesn't even tell his wife he saw the film.
I never do.
Oh, of course not. The kind of films you see. But the reality is these young kids, they talk to one another. Yeah. They're in a network, and they create a viral word of mouth that's much more powerful than all the advertising. Well, you don't need to have $50,000 a minute with television ads.
See, I agree with you on that because, you know, the star system of chick flicks consists of a lot of people who I, frankly, don't know. But I must tell you, I have not seen many pictures starring Hilary Duff. Have you?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
I'm in show business.
But dear, I thought you were just escorting very young girls to movies.
No, well, let's not take me up on my own peccadillos. Let's deal with what the reality is here. The reality here is that chick flicks are the sweet spot for a young audience, and females motivate movie-going, especially in the date area. And young girls are avids. They're early adopters of films. And so it's a really important market to address, and I think the studios have done a good job in doing that.
I agree with you, except A, there's something vaguely exploitational about the process, and B, it is kind of nice to make pictures for boys and girls to see together and not just pick out, you know, these little niche markets.
But what do you think Van Helsing was made for, or Riddick, or Master and Commander, or Troy?
For fanboys.
For what?
Fanboys. Boy fans.
Boy fans. Boy fans.
Kids.
That sounds a little bit risque for me. You know, Peter, most chick flicks are PG-13, which brings us to the rating issue. So the granddaddy of the rating system is retiring, Jack Valenti. What do you think that's going to portend?
Old Jack invented it, really. Mm-hmm. But it has not been changed, Pete, since 1968. I mean, nothing really stays relevant that long. Sure, it was a brilliant political device in that it kept all of these local ratings boards. It put them out of business. So Texas doesn't have a rating system, and Kansas doesn't have. That's the good news. But here's the bad news. Most of the pictures that get a rating get an R. It's like 3-to-1. So everything is thrown in this restricted category. Now, the idea is to present information to parents so they can guide the kids. But if everything gets an R, what guidance is there really that you can elicit from this process? I mean, I think we should return to a basic formula where you have general, a G, and a PG, that is, say, parental guidance, and just have those two categories.
Yeah, but the inequities of the system doesn't mean that you have to scrap the whole system. You'll only create more confusion. I think you have to look at this and say that this system does morph because the people looking at the films and the people administering the code and the people functioning in the marketplace are always changing over these last 35 years. They have changed. The film today that would be inadmissible as an R is quite capable to be an R now. It's been shown that the rating system does provide the information necessary for a parent to make a decision. The key is here, it's only information. It can't be a police force. The parents have to take responsibility for knowing what's in the box of the theaters and talking to their kids. No rating system is a police force,
that's
Peter.
That's the point, because every picture's an R. You can't get any information.
Every picture's not an R. That's ridiculous.
3 out of the 4 pictures rated last year were R pictures.
And you know why so many R pictures exist?
Because they don't know how to rate pictures?
No, because the audience wants that kind of fare and it sells. That's why it is. If it didn't sell, they would make only G.
I think that's an absurdist comment. That's not the reason. The reason is...
You've called me nicer names than that.
The system is crippled. That's why the R predominates.
It may be hobbling a little bit, but it's hardly crippled, and it's the best we got. And I think changing it would throw a hand grenade into the whole mechanism.
You know, on every level you can find examples where the distinctions are capricious and almost playful, and I don't think they're a help anymore. I think they're a hindrance to the studios and the filmmakers, and they don't help the parent.
There's no system that you could devise that used the English language and people that would create an absolutely level playing field for artists, exhibitors, and audiences. It's not possible. It's administered by people, and ratings will always be somewhat capricious and indifferent to who the artist is, hopefully. The question is, do you scrap the whole system? I don't think you scrap the whole system. I think it'll cause much more confusion.
Well, I love Jack Valenti, and I wish him the best in retirement. And my suspicion is he's going to keep his hands on this system anyway, so this discussion is probably academic.
So what would you rate Jack Valenti?
I'd rate him an A+.
Okay.
So of the 10 members of the Wayans clan, we've landed 3 of them, Pete. Keenan, Marlon, and Shawn.
Yeah, and they launched in living color a tremendous television series, and then Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2, they scared up a lot of money for it, and now they're going to scare up a lot of people with white chicks. Hey guys, come on over. You'll make this perfect. Hey. Oh, no. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, man.
Greetings.
What's up, man? How you doing? There you go.
Okay, that's enough now. We're done for the day. Right? So you decided to make a chick flick this summer.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, White Chicks. It's a different kind of chick flick.
I'd say.
Yeah, well, we did, you know, Shawn actually had the idea, and
Rain Man is what we call him, because he just comes up with ideas.
They think I'm crazy. But I
He is
call them up at
crazy.
4 in the morning going, yo, guys, what do you think about this? Me and Marlon as white women. Hello?
Like, what was you smoking? That's crazy.
But when he did come up with the idea, I thought it was a funny concept. I thought it was really funny. But I also knew that it was such an outrageous idea that you had to legitimize it, meaning that you had to take it to a level that people instantly said, okay, I buy 2 black men are now white women.
So me and Shawn went and had the operations. I'm a Barbie doll down there right now.
Actually,
I'm
at the
joking.
last minute, I pulled out.
You mean I'm the only one with the
You're the
Barbie
only
doll?
No, but they lost like, what?
25
25 pounds.
I ain't got 25 pounds to lose.
Yeah, but he did. They lost 25 pounds.
Any inches?
Any inches?
Nah, the inches stayed, brother.
We kept
those.
We actually looked,
Yeah.
we looked a lot bigger because of that.
And then it was the makeup process, you know,
And they're still talking to you.
well, they just started talking to me again.
Right after we got our check, they started talking to me.
5 hours? 5 hours
Yeah,
of makeup?
5
It was
hours.
7. and we got it down to 5.
Right.
What did you do during those 5 hours?
Man, I wrote 2 books.
We wrote books. We wrote some more. Had some more movie
We got
ideas.
some,
we wrote some TV
trading cards.
shows
We
and-
did everything, man.
How did you pitch this to somebody to finance it?
Well, we walked in and we had a magazine cover of the Hilton sisters, Nikki and Paris Hilton. We said, okay, imagine Marlon and Shawn is them. And Joe Ross said, that's funny.
Not only did he say that, but he said that's funny, and we'll call it White Chicks.
It's true.
Yeah, he did.
And it's like
Yeah.
every time
was
a studio head gives you the title, you know that most of the time
That's the guy you want to go with.
Yeah.
But this picture is opening in midsummer and all these the blockbusters surrounding it. I mean, what is it going to feel like?
A blockbuster.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it's actually a good thing because
Such a.
and it was boom.
Hey, you don't focus.
Wait, we make a good team, baby. We can do a show together.
But it's a good thing because we're one of the few comedies out there, and because it's such an outrageous comedy, I think that we have a pretty good shot of being, found during the sort of summer mayhem.
Plus nowadays, I think in terms of comedies, people are like looking for brands, and I think over the years we've established a certain brand. So I think the audience is kind of excited to see, a Wayans film, hoping.
But the interesting thing is, how did you test the theory that you could really look like the 2 girls on the cover?
Well, we went through a few phases. The first thing we had to do was just see what they look like as women, period. So Greg Cannon, who did the makeup on Miss Doubtfire, he worked
And Big
with
Mama's
us,
House.
and Big, right, and so that was the first test that we did, and Marlon actually came out
Pretty.
cute, but Shawn,
I look like the dude in Silence of the Lamb who said, "It puts the lotion in the basket."
He looked like Black Shrek. It looked crazy.
it was pretty rugged. But what Greg said he would do is find a medium look that's in between the girls and the guys, so that they didn't look exactly like the girls, and because if they tried to do that, it would be almost impossible. So because they're men, so he found the medium between what the girls would look like as them and what they would look like as the girls, and that was the look that we chose for the movie.
And it worked.
So you really attacked this thing from scratch. I mean, did you all write a draft?
Yeah,
Bring in
well,
other
we
writers?
wrote it together. We have with our writing partners.
Xavier Cook, Michael Snowden.
Andy McElfish.
You had 6 writers on this.
Yeah.
We like working
Well-
with a team of people. It's fun for us, and they're all good ideas. It's kind of like Ivory got a way of running a room, that's pretty interesting. So.
But also on every movie, there's 6 writers. We just decide to give them credit. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
And that's just the truth of the
Was
movie
it a
business.
long,
so.
painful process? Did it come pretty easy?
No,
Writing was fun.
Writing was fun. It was because because you really didn't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
It was, there's so many movies like this out there, and even the classic Some Like It Hot, which sort of really gives you a really good kind of,
It sets the template.
yeah, really good template for what the movie, should encompass. So then for us, it was about bringing in an ethnic flavor to it and trying to think, okay, you got black men, so what kind of situations can they be put in, take advantage of that?
We had
so,
3 wells of comedy.
Right.
It was
There was
class,
Yeah, gender.
gender, and
Race.
race.
Right.
So we figured if we keep ditching in between those 3 things, the audience can never get ahead of us.
Right.
It's interesting because it does cross over this film. You look at it, you got the white audience, African American audience, you got the girl audience, you got the comedy audience, you got them all. The issue is, if you aim for them all, do you miss everything, or is there a core you want to get first?
Yeah.
I was saying, we wasn't really aiming for
Yeah,
anybody. We
exactly.
just going with how can we make this the funniest movie that we could do.
Laughs are universal. Everybody laughs. So if you do, if you do one good joke, if you can do a joke that makes the world laugh, then everybody's laughing.
Yeah,
It's
and
not-
we've sort of been doing our kind of film homework, and what you start to realize when you look at sort of classic films is that they don't really have a target. What they do is they find universal themes,
Damn right.
and that's what you want to sort of make the focus of your film, and that way you don't have to worry about who the movie is for, because the movie is for everybody.
Did you believe in testing? Did you test the movie much
Yeah,
for different kinds of
we just had our test screening.
How'd it go?
It was great.
Really, it was like Scary Movie 1 laughs and like those big guttural laughs, but this is like, just like a regular comedy, and it's not a parody, but you're getting those huge laughs, and so we was like, wow, it played pretty huge.
Yeah, I saw this line from quoting one of you was saying that you like your audience not just to laugh, but to squirm.
Yeah.
So did you have a little squirm quotient or something on the seats that test?
Oh, that
was Damon.
That's my brother Damon.
We like to keep them laughing.
and
More money than laughing and scaring.
Yeah, but I think that we do that sometimes without knowing. I think Damon sometimes he'll make a conscious effort because he likes, Damon likes the edge. But with us, I think we're equally as edgy, but sometimes we don't even know it. So we do something that we think is funny, and then we look at the audience and they're like, you know what I mean? And you realize, okay, well, I've gone to, kind of gone to the edge. But this time around, we didn't sort of try to push the envelope. As a matter of fact, we kind of came back a little bit because we wanted a PG-13 rating for the film, and we understood what that meant. And so, we had to, like I said, we had to tone it down a little bit and, take a different route.
With the code board?
There's no bargaining anymore, homie.
Yeah.
Janet ruined that. There's no bargaining. It's this and that's all. So,
When you did this film, was there much cutting after you did the first preview? Did you
well,
take
it
some
was
stuff out?
3 hours and, well, the preview wasn't.
No,
but the first assembly was 3 hours plus. So, we had to bring it down. It's about 1:40 now. So.
Is that because there was a lot of improvisational material in them?
A lot of improvisation, and what I like to do with the entire ensemble of actors is I like people to bring contributions. So I encourage, I sit down with each person and we talk about their character and try to find as many character moments, that we can exploit in the movie. And so what happens is that everybody winds up having a starring role, and then, like I say, you get a three. Well, you don't cut it out. What you do is you wind up saving the best of.
Yes.
And that's sort of what we have. So it's like every character in the movie feels rich and alive and whole, and so it's a much fuller.
And when you read the test scores, they like everybody. You know what I mean? It's not just
That's great.
There's no extra roles. There's all.
But nobody's walking up to you and saying, "Hey, I know you from that movie because you're in makeup 90% of the movie."
Oh, right now? Oh, they're
Well, they know because we're in and out of makeup.
We start as black men, and then we turn into white girls.
So tell us about the other
That's
Marlon.
an interesting statement.
You went after the other Marlon in a previous picture, Brando, and
Right.
then Scary Movie. What happened to Marlon? What's it like dealing with Marlon Brando?
Actually, we didn't get the same kind of flack that everybody else talks about. He was an absolute gentleman. He was really nice. He took a picture with me. He was really cool. But
You had to squeeze in the frame though, because it's so big.
Wow.
that's why they make 70mm film. They can fit them all. It's just widescreen this. But
No,
He was a sweet man.
yeah, I had a good time.
We enjoyed meeting the Godfather.
because we're all big Godfather fans, so to work with him, we was excited like little kids. And what happened was, Mr. Brando was Marlon. I call him Marlon.
Still, because he's the Godfather.
I don't want to wake up with a horse head in my bed.
With a blonde wig on.
He was sick at the time, and so he had very bad pneumonia. And we was just like, you know what? Ivory was like, you know what? I ain't gonna kill the Godfather, so let's send him home and get James Wood.
Yeah, so we had to replace him. But he, like I said, it was for all of us. It was, there are few legends still left in Hollywood, and he's definitely one of them. And so when you have an opportunity to work with them and meet them, it's a bit of a rush. And like I said, he didn't turn out to be
A butthole.
yeah. So it was cool.
When you made this picture, you went up to Vancouver. To
Yeah.
make the
That's
picture.
right, eh?
Yeah.
And
Save some budget, eh?
would you rather not have done that?
We'd rather not have in the middle of winter. We was
Yeah,
playing summertime in the
in the
winter. Not only was we
Hamptons,
playing
right.
two black men playing two white women, we was
in
playing
skirts
summertime.
in 0-degree weather, chasing somebody in Chilliwack.
Freezing.
So you freeze you up off.
We was on the beach doing a beach scene, and
don't have any.
God bless the Vancouver atmosphere. They got the best extras in the world. They need a round of applause. We gave them a thank you at the end of the movie because they was there freezing. Their hands was purple, and they was playing volleyball like it was summertime. They were acting their behinds off.
It's true. We had to shoot winter in Vancouver for summer in the Hamptons, but we made it work. Our business now is different. So very few movies are made here in Los Angeles. I don't know whether it's a good or bad thing.
Arnold will be coming to see you soon.
Maybe Arnold would chance that.
I think that we would all love to stay home and make movies, but we, as the artists, don't make those decisions necessarily. So, we go wherever.
What's next for you all?
A little rest and
little rest, a little fun. And
I'm about to go do a movie with my brother Damon, a
Yeah,
drama
he's-
called Behind the Smile.
a little independent that Damon is directing.
And Damon's going to direct, and I'm going to star in it.
That's super.
you
Not
have-
in Vancouver.
No, that's going to be right here in
Right.
LA.
With so many people in your family, all in the entertainment business, how do you handle conflicts among family members?
Lawsuits. No.
We actually don't have a lot of conflicts, but when we do, there's always a sort of intermediary. Like Marlon and my sister Kim are the ones that will kind of make everybody kind of sit down and
Talk. They're the communicators.
they're the communicators.
Yeah, because I think that somebody would say, I can do that role better than you. I mean, this got
No, you know what? When it comes to that, they don't have to say that.
We say it.
We say it.
I know what Keenan does. Keenan knows what Shawn
We know.
does. I know
Everybody
what I do.
knows everybody's strength, and we'll say, "Yo, you do that, and I'm gonna do this." Nobody. We never have a situation with people fighting for the
We
spotlight.
give suggestions to enhance. If Ivory's directing and me and Shawn sitting on the screen, and we'll go, "Hey, if this scene might play funnier like this," and
Right, and I say,
it's
"Mind
at
your
his
business, I
discretion.
don't
Cut you out the movie.
Keenan might give us an acting note. We might tell him, "You go to hell."
With the success of Living Color, you think that you'll go back to television and try to find some, project that would unite you in television?
I think that we have lots of ideas for television, not necessarily for us to be sort of in front of the camera, but definitely from a production standpoint and a creative standpoint, we want to do a lot in TV.
TV comedies are in a spiral down right now. They don't seem to be getting any traction.
Yeah, because I think the truth is that there's no good television out there. The television is full of bad sitcoms and reality
Crazy
shows.
Right now, reality shows is like the internet was to the stock market. You know what I mean? It's like, I think the classic television show is going to start coming back. Sitcoms are going to come
Absolutely,
back.
they
Just
will
having
return, but
yeah.
they what they need to do is go away and regroup and reinvent themselves. They haven't changed since I Love Lucy,
Yep.
and they haven't been as creative or charming as I Love Lucy. So, every sort of 5-10 years, a good show comes along that has a point of view to it, and it's a huge success. So, when it's done right, it shows that audiences love it.
I think that's the key, though, is the point of view, because I don't think you have to reinvent the wheel. I think it's been proven that it worked from the Honeymooners to Lucy to, Everybody Loves Raymond. When it's done right, it works.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel, just put some rims on it.
Yeah.
Spinners.
Spinners, that sure needs some spinners.
He knows about spinners.
He pulled out with some spinners.
Foshizi.
Yeah, that's right.
So your next movie, you have an idea what your next movie is yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. And where will that generate? Just being out
Hey,
and
Rain
about?
Man, it'll be 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll get a call from Rain Man. Hey, what do you think of this movie? Yeah.
Got a new one. When's it coming out?
No, actually,
We have a couple ideas.
Yeah, but our ideas come. I mean, we walk into a bookstore and
20 ideas.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, the Hilton thing was a prime example. Is just looking at the cover of that magazine. So we never know where the idea is really gonna.
Are there any filmmakers or performers whose work that you guys particularly venerate and would like to be like?
Yeah, shoot, everybody from Spielberg, John Hughes,
Yeah.
Monty Python, Richard Pryor,
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. I mean, you know, there's no shortage of people that we look up to and you know, aspire to create and hopefully be in that league one day.
Are you guys going to direct someday?
Not right now. I think
I'm
we
not
have
in no rush.
we have a good thing going. You know, we have a good matrix going on, and I don't want to kind of change it. I don't feel the need right now. Maybe one day there'll be a project that I just desperately have to direct, and Dynamite, and I'll do that, and that'll be my little thing.
But it's fun just watching and learning, and you know, I'm sure if we chose to do it, we could do it. But I like doing what we're doing.
I have a feeling whatever you're going to want to do, you're going to get to go your way. So thanks for visiting with us. That was great to meet you.
Good luck in the film.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you. Good luck with everything. Good talk to the show.
Nice to see you.
I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
That'd be fun. Okay, Bart, it's playback time. Time for you to skin another picture.
Let's take a retrospective look at Troy, because it's really an important picture. In the end, it looks like critics kind of mixed on it, but by and large, it is shaping up as a moneymaker with the ancillary revenues from DVD factored in.
You know, early ads focused on the CGI effects, which are less than really stunning, and they very smartly, just near the end of their campaign, before the film was launched, switched to a more romantic lead, a beefcake kind of Troy and Brad Pitt. They really readdressed themselves to the audience. I think that's what saved them. I think they would have been in big trouble if they stayed in that direction.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you look at it, these films of this genre always open a little soft and have longer legs. So the fact they can stay in the marketplace longer allows them to have it. If the fall off in this film in the second week was very severe, but internationally, it remained #1 in most of the markets.
That's right. It dropped about 49% in its second week. But nonetheless, the picture worked. It'll make money. Tough way to live for a studio, but
the only way they can live ultimately is they have bred themselves into the event star, tentpole franchise, summer, Christmas picture business, and I don't think they're going to let go of it.
you bet. So how about the guts, glory, and gold stuff, Pete?
Well, Guts, I think a little bit of Guts, a very expensive picture. You know, make quite a little bit of gold, I think, at the end of the day. I think it'll do quite well. And Glory, I'm not so sure it's much glory. Maybe glory for the sword wielders, but not too much for anybody else.
Right.
Thanks for joining us.